And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your friend Cheap Ludes. Let's talk My Team Limited. Now, this week is interesting as far as the lineup requirements for My Team Limited. Like, although it's very customizable, it does continue to follow the trend of being slightly unimaginative. I mean, for lack of a better descriptor, like, I'm trying not to be super negative about it, but Limited just been kind of a bummer as far as the requirements this year. And I feel like part of the reason that the requirements have been kind of like lackluster is just the lack of cards, period. Like at this point last year, we had so many total available cards, or so many more total available cards, I should say, than we do this year. So I feel like it's kind of hampered the, I don't know, like limited requirements in some capacity. Like I feel like the imagination on it has been a little off. They've been more vague than they have been in the past. So this week is a little interesting. So you have to use one PD and one diamond. So I'm actually using 2 diamonds instead, but it really just depends what you have available on your team. 2 amethysts, 2 rubies, 2 sapphires, 2 emeralds, and 3 gold. So let's kind of go through who I'm running right now, just as like a baseline for the kind of team that you can run. Now, right off the bat, you can kind of go one of 2 ways with this, right? I recommend a PD, diamond, or amethyst for the big man, just because the difference between like amethyst and above and amethyst and below for big men is radically different. Now, I feel like a lot of people do have access to Jarrett Allen, so Jarrett Allen's a very good option to kind of run here. He has all the requisite badges that you'd really want from a big man at this stage, and a very easy to green jump shot, at least for me personally. But for some reason, he refuses to get paint stops. I don't know what that is. Like, he's got gold anchor. Like, he has good post badges. He should be able, in theory, to get post tops, but it's just, like, has issues with it. Most people are going to have Jarrett Allen, and if you don't, like, he's really cheap to pick up. So he's actually a pretty good option here. I'm personally running Kristaps, just due to his size, but I might actually legitimately switch that to Jarrett Allen just because. So, like I said, center, you're going to want to run either, PD, amethyst, or diamond here for sure. Guaranteed. Point guard position is another one that I would say you want to run one of those gem tiers there. Amethyst has some good options too, like if you have like a non-evo Terry Rozier, like Terry Rozier can hold it down for sure. But it really just depends on who you have. Like the best possible point guard that I have is Marbury. So Marbury is going to run in this situation. But if you're running any other PD options or even some amethyst options, I still think Marbury or like Caruso is probably the best overall option. Or if you have an Evo Sean Livingston, like that could run as well. Just kind of how you feel, really. Kobe is running my shooting guard because he has a really good jump shot that I can consistently green, and he plays competent enough defense. So the only other change that I may make here is instead of running Kristaps, I may run Jarrett Allen. I'm just going to play a game and kind of determine that. And then instead of Kobe, I might run like Eddie Jones or Maggette. But once again, it's just another, kind of decision you have to make on who you'd rather run where. It's very, depending what you have, really. Quentin Richardson actually isn't half bad either. Like, he's not the greatest defender, but he can kind of splash, and the jump shot isn't horrendous. It's not great, but he's not as bad as you would think. Like, really. His defensive tendencies are actually pretty good, too. The only reason I'm running Kobe is because Kobe has a better jump shot. But it's actually possible that I run Q-Rich as well. You could pick up Q-Rich for like 2,000 MT. Like, Quentin Richardson is super cheap. He might even be cheaper than Kobe at this point because he just came out today. I'm not really sure. I'd have to do a cost-benefit analysis on those two, but Q-Rich, not bad. Like, I'm shocked that he's as good as he is, honestly. Like, the release is Al Horford release, which is really strange for a guard to have, but it's a good release. He also has Michael Jordan dribble style. Like, Harden's behind the back isn't wonderful, but it's okay. And he's overall just kind of meh, He doesn't have clamp breaker or quick first step, which does cause some issues, but if you're looking for a pure 3-and-D guy, Q-Rich can hold it down for sure. At the small forward, I feel like Robert Covington's kind of the way to go here. Like, he has elite defensive tendencies. He's kind of the perfect 3-and-D, and he, eats up one of the Sapphire slots. A Sapphire guy that you can start, and someone that's as cheap as Covington, definitely the way to go. I'm running Poku just to troll. You could realistically run anyone. I mean, the other guy that I was going to run here at the Amethyst slot was probably going to be either John Collins or Vucevic. Like, Vucevic was probably the other one that I was going to run here, but I'm going to try Poku out for a few games, just kind of see how he is. He's super cheap. You can pick him up too. On the bench unit, I'm running Wang and Charlie Villanueva here, which, like, this is where it gets really customizable. Like, it really just depends who you have. Like, Wang I can consistently green with, and he's huge, so I'm running him. Charlie Villanueva I can consistently green with, and he's, like, big enough, I guess, so it's, like, fine. You know what I mean? Sadiq Bey, I like him a lot. He has got a really nice jump shot, so I'm going to run him off the bench for, like, a bench scoring punch. You guys know I love Raja Bell, so Raja Bell's coming out here, and, like, surprisingly, John Starks is good. Now, looking at some, like, other options that you can run for bench, so we'll start with, like, Emerald. Kirk Heinrich, really good, plays really tough defense, can shoot, he's solid. I don't have any issues with him specifically. Cole Anthony is actually pretty good if you need, like, an offensive, like, spark plug off the bench. He's solid. Like, no joke, he's real decent. Malik Beasley, he's not going to play any defense, but he is actually a pretty good card to run, dude. I have fun with him. Sagoon's okay, he's got a good jump shot. Jose Alvarado is fantastic, though in this game, it's like most stops are algorithm based, so I caution running really hyper defensive players most of the time. But he holds it down. Tim Hardaway, I actually like a lot. Good jump shot. Kevin Knox actually isn't that bad either on it. It's surprising, but he's not that bad. Shout out to all my Knicks fans. I know they love Kevin Knox, dude. Might be tempted to run Sapphire Curry if you have him. He's good. If you don't want to spend MT on anyone, Karl Anthony Towns actually a pretty good big man. Not the greatest, but okay. Pau Gasol's decent. He has a really good jump shot, and he's going to be huge in the paint, so he's not a bad person to run either. I like Doug Christie a lot, but that's subjective. Jalen Rose, actually pretty fun. You can run him. You might be surprised on some of these guys how much you actually like them. Barbosa isn't half bad. His jump shot's kind of weird, but he can kind of move too, so he's also not horrible in any way, shape, or form. Norman Powell might surprise you by being kind of decent. Slower jump shot, but not bad. Yi is huge, but if you run Wang next to him, dude, it like eats up. I hate how they do duos this year. I really do. As far as rubies, I mean, Kawhi and Steven Jackson are still really good. I actually kind of like Zaire Williams. He's not half bad. I love John Starks, straight up. Like, I don't know. I just green very consistently with him. You know who has one of my favorite jump shots in this game? I wouldn't necessarily recommend using him, but like Kevin Martin's jump shot is so easy to green. I always state in my opinion, and I stand firm on that because like everyone's different. I have my Sochan specifically at Ruby, so I can use him for Ruby challenges. He's fun. Kevin Martin's actually pretty good though. Like I hope more, if not more people get Kevin Martin's jump shot. I really just hope that they give the homie Kevin Martin like an upgraded card, because I will legitimately use him. I will. Amethyst Giannis and Diamond Giannis are obviously going to be cards that you would want to run as well if you know, need that spot. Diamond Giannis is cracked, so it's not really surprising to see people run him, but it's really just subjective. I thought about running Rudy too, but Robert Covington's just that guy, and I might actually run Rudy next to Jared Allen and just kind of keep it like that. I'm just not entirely sure. So either way, the golds don't matter. I'm just running a few golds who, like, barring an injury, can come on and like play. Like Drew Holiday can come through and operate the point guard if someone gets injured. AD kind of sucks, but he's huge. So also, like, I know that's his mouth guard in his mouth, but it looks like my man has like 2 teeth. Like, it's kind of crazy. And Kawhi can green his jump shot. So these are why these 3 guys are here. Tatum is another good option. Carmelo is pretty good. Like, just some random golds, just barring injury, because injuries do happen. So I don't know. This is just an overall template to try to help you get a team ready for limited. Drop your teams down below if you have any specific questions about limited, like, yo, should I run this guy or this guy? Like, jump in the comments down below. I'm down to answer really any questions. As always, it's been your friend Cheap Ludes, and I'll be streaming later on Twitch. I do have new emotes, you know, not to brag, they're pretty cool, but, you know, come check me out on Twitch later. I might not even play 2K. I'm literally not kidding when I say I might play Lawnmower Simulator on stream. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but peace out, guys.